Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're focusing on one specific piece of hardware. It's the WolfPack 4K 60Hz 1x4 HDMI splitter. The part number, if you need it, is HDTV DA0104N01. So our mission is to really unpack what this thing does, why it's built the way it is, and where you'd actually use it.
Right. And at its core, it seems simple, doesn't it? It takes one HDMI signal in, spits out four identical ones simultaneously. So one source, up to four screens.
Okay, yeah, 1 to 4. But the headline spec is usually the 4K 60 hertz part. Let's dig into that a bit because it's not just 4K 60. It specifically supports YUV 4.4.4 chroma subsampling.
Exactly. And that 4.4.4, that's really key. It means zero color compression. So if you're doing, say, detailed graphics work, photo editing, or even high-end PC gaming, you want that. It means the splitter isn't throwing away visual information to save bandwidth. You get the full picture.
Right, you're preserving the original source quality completely. So it's not just a fast stream, it's the full data.
And to do that reliably, it sticks to the HDMI 2.0 standard, handles HDCP 2.2 for copy protection, and supports those high resolutions, up to true 4K 4096 by 2160. Across all the common frame rates, 24, 30, 50, even 60 Hz. Oh, and full 3D pass-through too.
Okay, 3D support too. Interesting. But here's something that jumped out at me, EDID management. That sounds technical.
It is, but it's incredibly important in the real world. EDID, that's the extended display identification data. It's basically how your source, like a Blu-ray player or PC, talks to your display to figure out what resolutions and features it supports.
Ah, the handshake. So what happens when you connect one source to 4 different displays, like maybe a new 4K TV and an older 1080p monitor?
That's exactly where the problems start. The source gets confused. It often defaults to the capabilities of the least capable display connected. So suddenly your fancy 4K source might only output 1080p because one older screen is dragging everything down.
Yeah.
Super frustrating.
Right. The lowest common denominator issue.
Exactly. This WolfPack splitter tackles that directly. It has 16 built-in EDID modes. The documentation actually calls them out for problem installs. It lets you, the installer or user, essentially tell the source device what capabilities to assume, overriding the weakest link.
So you can force it to output 4K even if one screen can't handle it and that screen just won't display, but the others will get the full signal? Or choose a compatible mode for all.
Pretty much, yeah. It gives you control instead of letting the automatic and often flawed negotiation take over. It prevents flickering, resolution drops, all that annoying stuff.
Okay, so it's more than just a passive splitter. It's an active problem solver for compatibility.
That makes sense.
But it's not just video, right? The audio specs look pretty robust, too.
Oh, definitely. If you're thinking home theaters or high-end presentation rooms, audio is critical. It supports the big ones. LPCM 7.1 channel, Dolby True HD, DTS-HD master audio.
Dolby Atmos, too.
Yeah, Dolby Atmos is listed. And the audio sampling rate goes up to 192 kilohertz, which is quite high. It shows it's designed to handle uncompressed, high-resolution audio streams without breaking a sweat.
Good stuff. Now, connecting this back to the physical world, the design, it's noted as being ultra slim, only 14 millimeters thick.
Yeah, and that slim profile, along with the aluminum chassis, which is about 196 millimeters wide by 80 millimeters deep, tells you something about where it's meant to go.
Right, not just sitting on a desk, more like tucked away.
Exactly. Think behind wall-mounted displays in showrooms, integrated into lecture podiums, maybe hidden in an equipment rack in an entertainment center. Places where space is tight, but you still need that high level of performance and reliability. The metal case also helps with heat dissipation and durability.
Okay, let's grab a couple of those operational spec details that really define its limits. Bandwidth.
Massive. It's rated at 600 MHz video bandwidth, which works out to 6 gigabits per second per color channel. That's what you need for 4K 60 4.4.4.
And that speed leads directly to the trade-off, right? The cable distance.
Absolutely. Physics always gets a vote. To maintain that peak 4K 60 4.4.4 signal integrity, you're limited. The maximum recommended HDMI cable distance is just 3 meters, about 10 feet.
Wow, only 3 meters. That's quite short. So you gain the ultimate quality, but you lose flexibility in placement.
That's the reality of pushing such high bandwidth signals over copper HDMI. Go longer, and you risk signal degradation dropouts.
So wrapping this up then, what's the big picture from this deep dive? This WolfPack splitter seems to be about balancing that bleeding-edge performance, full 4K 60 top-tier audio with practical tools like those EDID modes to actually make it work reliably in complex setups.
I think that's spot on. It's not just about specs on paper. It's about delivering that performance consistently, even when dealing with tricky installations. It's a specialist tool for demanding environments.
Okay, so here's a final thought for you, the listener, to chew on. We just heard that peak performance, that 4K 60 4.4.4 demands short 3-meter cable runs.
Right. So consider this. How much do these fundamental limits of signal integrity and bandwidth, basically, physics, dictate the actual physical design of any high-performance AV system? You can have the most advanced splitter or processor, but you still need to architect the physical space around those limitations. The need for short cables might force equipment closer together than you'd ideally like. It's a constant balancing act.